A little relieved.
Yeah, I bet.
A little relieved. Excited. There was, oh man.
You're funny.
You ready? Okay.
Go for it.
I like your hat.
Thanks.
That's cool. Hey, first of all, I think the students were the MVP of tonight's game. They came out in force and gave us the home court advantage that we needed. I thought it really energized our defense, and at the end of the game gave us a huge lift. And I appreciate all the student body coming out in great force, and hopefully that'll continue because we need it. Our defense was sensational to hold the team like East Carolina to 25% from the field and 16% in the second half. That's what obviously won the game because our offense wasn't great. A lot of that is attributed to their defense. But it was maybe not the most entertaining college basketball game for 30, 35 minutes, but the last 5 or so minutes were pretty darn exciting. And I thought Mike Walker, he's been playing great for us, playing great. Played great at Tulsa, played great at Rice, played great again tonight. His confidence is at an all-time high. He wants the ball, he wants to get fouled, and it's fun to see.
Is that confidence coming from in-game improvement or stuff he's doing on the practice floor?
I think both. You know, I think the only way you're going to get more confidence is by, repetition, repetition, repetition. And the good thing about our offense is you know where you're getting shots from. And so you can practice those shots. And then the foul shooting. Coach Hobby has done a terrific job with our shooting. And so guys are very confident when they go to the line at the end of the game to make big foul shots and, make shots in our offense. Larry Mangino's doing a great job of, orchestrating our offense. Guys know where they get shots. Guys practice those shots. And, it's neat to see, through that hard work, their confidence at all-time high.
With the last 14:02 without giving up a field goal. When's the last time you had a team do that, and was that because they went cold, or did you make a big defensive adjustment?
Well, I think I don't know if that's ever happened before. I mean, that's not a stat that I could pull out of my hat. I'd like to think that was a big part of our defense, and I do think the student body. And obviously, I'm sure there are shots that they normally make that they missed, but that's part of the energy on the road, energy of a home crowd, their defense being active. And I think our defense keeps you off balance because sometimes people don't know if it's a zone or man-to-man. So their normal plays that they run, they may not be able to get the looks that they normally get. Like they think someone's coming off a down screen, he should be open. Well, we're playing a matchup zone. So people, are a little hesitant maybe to throw the pass, so the timing's off. Guys coming off think he's open, but he's not open. And I thought our guys did a great job being active and communicating.
What did you tell them after the first half? They only had 19 points.
Yeah, you know what? I just said that we were a little impatient, I think, offensively. We were getting decent shots. And if we went to the next piece of our offense, we'd maybe get a great shot. So, and our execution was average, wasn't great. So we needed to be more patient. We needed to grind it out a little bit more. We were only down 6 points. Fortunately, our defense was very good, so we were right there in the ball game, and we felt that if we were more patient, we would get the shots that we wanted. We ended up shooting 45% in the second half, which is, below average for us, but still pretty good.
Did this weather mess with your practice and pregame or game day ritual?
Not too much. What we tried to do, we planned, if school was canceled, right, what would we do? We would have a typical road game day itinerary, which was have a shoot around at 11. Get them up. I didn't want them laying in bed till 2:30. Pre-games at 6. And no one, college students, they'd lay in bed till 2:45.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's exactly what we did.
Right. So, we got them up. They got to shoot around. We shot around for about 30 minutes, just loose, get here, get out of bed, have fun, keep it loose, and then pregame at 3. So we try to keep it somewhat of a routine which was more what we do on the road. So I don't know if that messed us up, but I can't tell you. That's why they're sports psychologists and biorhythms and all that kind of stuff.
You talked about confidence, and right at the end, well, there's a few seconds left, and they were over there on the side after the turnover, smiling, and it's almost like they were grinning like they stole one. I mean, what's the mood of these guys right now?
Oh, great! I think that they're very confident. They're a very confident group. We feel like if we play, we can beat anybody in our league, but we also are realistic enough to know that if you don't play, you lose to anybody in our league. Our league is very compressed. The teams, heck, Central Florida's won one game in our league. They were ranked 15th in the country in December, or early January. So our league is very compressed, and you have to perform on game day. And so we tried to. We talked about cutting back practice a little bit last week and keep it loose, and there's a balance between keeping it loose but yet focused. And I think I really credit our captains, Mike Walker, Ryan Hart, and Papadilla, for doing that, because there's a culture in every organization. And I think the culture that we want is a culture of maturity, of execution, of paying attention to detail, of getting your sleep, getting your rest, doing all the things that championship teams do. And I could mandate it, but we all know that they're the ones that have to execute it. And as captains and leaders, they can either let it slide or they can demand it from their teammates. And I think that those three guys are showing terrific leadership.
Well, it wasn't too long ago when they were laying in bed till 2:45 in the afternoon. Now it seems like they're up at noon or something.
Well, they're good kids. We've got kids with high character. And I think, and I told them that before the game, that carries over to the floor. If you're going to get up and go to class, if you're going to do your homework, if you're going to get your rest, if you're going to shake a good hand, if you're going to look somebody in the eye, if you're going to go to church, if you're going to do those things, then you're probably going to execute and play hard on the court. You're probably going to dive on a loose ball. You're probably going to set a good screen. You're probably going to carry out the game plan. And then, if you do that with talent, you're going to win a lot of basketball games.
With this win streak you have going on right now, are you worried about them getting overconfident, or what do you have to do to keep them grounded?
I'm not. I'm pretty good at that. Like the other day we had practice, and I watch practice tape all the time. So we were a little sloppy. So I made clips of the practice, and I showed them. I said, my job is to make sure we tighten the screws each and every day. And the good thing is I don't have to yell at them. I just show it to them. I said, this isn't acceptable. And they know. We had a bunch of turnovers in practice the other day, and I just showed sloppy play. I showed sloppy play of the blue team, because I got to coach those guys. I got to create good habits for those guys for next year. But the better job they do in practice, the better our guys are prepared for the game. So, and the neat thing for me is I've got a great staff, and I always ask for their input. When I was an inexperienced head coach, sometimes I would do things without asking my staff's input. And now, before I say something or do something with the team, I'm asking. Because, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. What do you think? And they'll tell me what they think. And then at the end, I'll make the final decision. But I get great input from my staff. And I think you have to be able to manage the things you're just talking about. Because you could lose a team either way. You could be too hard on a team. I've been too hard on a team on a winning streak, and they don't get to enjoy it. Well, that's no fun, all right? And then you could be too loose with a team that's on a winning streak, and all of a sudden it slips, and you can't get it back. So, knock on wood, hopefully we'll maintain a high level of focus as each and every day.
Anything else?
Thank you very much for being here, especially with the weather.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks.